If you want to start making money as soon as possible, I can confidently tell you that a virtual assistant job is one of the fastest ways to do it. This is simply because you're still working for someone else, which means you don't need to go through the typical headache of starting your own business online, searching for clients and dealing with complex marketing. A virtual assistant job is straightforward. You're still working for someone just remotely. And today I'm going to show you exactly what it takes to become a virtual assistant and land that job as soon as possible. By the end of this video, you will know what a virtual assistant is, you know the skills required, you also know the type of virtual assistant roles that you can explore, the tools you need to learn, and how to find clients, and most importantly, how to set your rates. So let's just jump straight in. Before we talk about virtual assistant, don't forget to subscribe and like this video so that other people can benefit from what I'll be sharing today. So first things first, what is a virtual assistant? We keep hearing about virtual assistants all the time. So what exactly is virtual assistant? So virtual assistant provides administrative, technical or creative support to their clients remotely. So you're basically doing the same tasks you would ordinarily do in an office. It's just that it's from home. And these tasks can include booking appointments, managing emails, handling their social media accounts, or even helping with bookkeeping. It's flexible, it's convenient, and it's ideal for people who want to just work from the comfort of their home, who don't want to go through that stress of commuting to work. So now let's talk about the skills you require to become a virtual assistant. And don't worry, most of these skills are things that you already have. So don't fuss too much about it. The most obvious one is communication. You'll be working virtually, so you need that strong verbal and written communication skill for interacting with your clients and your company. Another one is time management. So you'll likely be juggling multiple tasks with deadlines. So being able to manage your time effectively is important. Another thing is technical skills, but don't worry, it's not like it's the deep tech thing. So just familiarize yourself with tools like email platforms, Google Suits, or even simple project management tools. These are very easy to learn, and I've actually made a video on how to pick up these skills for free. So you might want to check this video where I discuss that further. Then another thing is attention to detail. So you need to be accurate when you're doing your tasks, managing their calendar, handling emails, and so on. Another one is customer service. So you may be dealing with customers, so you need to have that customer centric mindset. So yeah, basically that's it. Then what are the types of virtual assisting jobs? Most times when you see virtual assisting, you tend to think administrative jobs most of the time, but there's more to virtual assisting than administrative roles. Okay, so depending on your interest, there's so many ways you can go with virtual assistant. So I'll start with the most common one: administrative virtual assisting. So you'll be handling tasks like emails, calendars, customer support, those kind of things. Then there's also social media virtual assistants, where you'll be managing their social media accounts, creating content, engaging with followers, and those kind of things. There's also e-commerce virtual assisting, where you'll be assisting with online stores, order processing and product listing. Then there's also technical virtual assistants, so you'll be providing technical support, managing the company's website, helping with some digital tools, and so on. So speaking of tools, what are the tools you need to start a virtual assisting job? And again, do not worry too much. Most of these things are easy to learn if you don't have them already. So the first tool I'll be talking about is communications tools. So because you'll be dealing virtually with these companies, you need to understand how to use Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams. Just learn how to handle these communications virtually so that you can communicate with your company. Another one is project management tools. So there are tools like Asana, Trello, is it Monday.com or so. So especially if you'll be handling multiple tasks, it's good you familiarize yourself with these tools, okay? But again, they are not mandatory, they are just essential, and it will definitely help you in your virtual assisting career. Also, familiarize yourself with file management tools such as Google Drive, Dropbox. These are very essential for sharing and storing files, so just learn that. And there's also scheduling tools, so get comfortable with things like Google Calendar, Calendly, to manage your clients' appointments. Then, okay, so now that we understand what a virtual assistant is, the tools required, and everything else you need to know about it, how do you find the clients? Okay, which is another very important thing. You've got the skills, you know the tools, but where do you actually land those jobs? And let me break it down. So there are freelancing platforms. You can list your services on platforms like Upwork and Fiverr. I've talked about this in my other videos. I'll also be leaving the link in the description. There's always demand for virtual assisting jobs, so keep an eye out for projects to bid on, okay? Then there's also social media. So I'll suggest you use professional platforms like LinkedIn to promote your services. You can also network with professionals and small businesses that may be able to help. You can also use networking, so reach out to small business owners or entrepreneurs in your network. Sometimes you find that these people need virtual assistants and you just don't know. Or you can pitch to them and tell them why it's important to use virtual assistants instead of creating that office space for these roles, okay? Encourage them and tell them how beneficial it can be to their business to have somebody work from home for them. Then if you don't want to go through all this stress, there's also virtual assistant agencies, okay? Some agencies specialize specifically in hiring virtual assistants for their clients, so that's another great option. So now, importantly, how do you set your rates? This is a very tricky one because especially if you're working from developing countries. So for example, if you're working in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and so on, where the salaries aren't so high compared to the Western world, you may downplay yourself if you do not do sufficient research around your rates, okay? So this is what I'll be discussing. It can be really tricky, like I said, but don't worry, okay? Because I've got you covered on how to set your rates. So the first thing I would say is to do your research. The platforms I mentioned, like Fiverr and Upwork, there are so many virtual assistants on there, so you would want to check what they are charging, what rates they are charging, okay? Typically, I find that most beginners start from about 10 to 20 pounds per hour. You see why I said virtual assistant role is one of the best and fastest way of making money online. There are so many companies across the world. So for example, if you're working in America, if you're working for an American company or a Canadian company, these people pay you per hour. So imagine making £10 per hour. Let me even use the list. So imagine earning £10 per hour and you work 8 days in 8 hours a day. So if you're earning £10 per hour, that translates to £80 in a day. How many companies in Nigeria can pay you £80 a day? You see, so please, I don't want to digress, but I want to just encourage you to look into these jobs, okay? So you're not financially stranded. So as you gain more experience and skill, you can gradually raise your rates. The more you bring to the table, the more you can charge. I want you to actually take this step. You see how enticing the salaries can be, especially when you're working from developing countries. With the salary you'll be earning, you can do so much for yourself from wherever you are, okay? And you really do not have to commute to work. I'm talking specifically to busy people or busy moms who just can't balance their family life and juggling business and all that. So a virtual assistant role is so great because you can, once in a while, just do something for your children. You can work while you're with your kids. Just learn how to manage your time efficiently and you find that you can do so much from working from home. If you find value in what I've discussed today, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, okay, so that other people can learn from everything we've discussed today. If you have any question at all, please leave it in the comment section and I'll respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.